Hi, Rob here with my latest review for the April Fool's Comedy Reviews thing. Now, once in a while people ask me why I review old movies and where I get them from, and the thing is, most of them I got from my parents' home. Like when I was young, they had this cabinet that was full of movies on VHS, and I would never have even heard of any of them if it wasn't for that, and the movie I'm going to review today is one of them. It is called The Sunshine Boys from 1975, starring Walter Matthau and George Burns as an old stage comedy team named Lewis and Clark, and they're asked to reunite for a TV special, and the only problem is the two broke up early in the 60s, and they really haven't spoken to each other, and frankly, they don't like each other. Now, the movie is based on a very successful play by the famous playwright Neil Simon, who wrote Sweet Charity, The Star-Spangled Girl, The Odd Couple, and Barefoot in the Park. And he was equally good at as a screenwriter and as a television writer. And now, what I liked about the film was its love for the history of entertainment. The opening credits feature a montage of vaudeville stage entertainers, including dancers, singers, and comics. And then afterwards we get a shot of the Palace Theater in New York City, where at one time all the stage comedians, including the Marx Brothers, Bob Hope, Ted Healy, and the Three Stooges, all dreamed of performing. But what makes the film, of course, are the performances. There's Walter Matthau as Willie Clark, and he is forgetful, and he doesn't remember things, which frustrates his nephew and manager, Ben Clark, and he's constantly lecturing everybody who will listen on what is funny, and often it costs him jobs. Matthau has great mannerisms with the character, from his yelling to his hand gestures, and then, of course, there is comedian George Burns as Al Lewis, who is quieter and slower, and his character would be somebody that I would like to hang out with to hear about his career. George Burns himself had been a very popular stage, movie, radio, and TV comedian, and he actually had not lost his touch as he was approaching 80 when he was making this movie. The two are like exact opposites, which can cause friction, and as a matter of fact, the scenes that they have together I thought were great. The two work so well together, I felt like I was watching a team that had their share of problems, and watching them reminisce about the theaters they performed in was another plus. The film has some snappy and funny dialogue, and Neil Simon definitely knows how to write dialogue and construct jokes. The sketch that the two do for the TV special had that corny, risque 1920s feel to it, but I thought it was very funny to watch. And some new scenes Simon wrote for this movie, sometimes it feels like it's kind of shoehorned in. And the scenes from the play tend to spend a lot of time in one location, which may not sit well with a lot of today's audiences. But The Sunshine Boys is a film I would recommend. And you don't have to be interested in the history of entertainment or a fan of the stars to enjoy this movie. There was a remake with Peter Falk and Woody Allen that came out in 1995, and to me it wasn't as good. So if you choose to rent this film, make sure you get the 1975 version. Okay, so that's it for my review of The Sunshine Boys. So feel free to leave your comments, and if you have seen it, go ahead and tell me your thoughts. And if you haven't seen it, it's on DVD right now. I recommend giving it a look. And of course, you can leave your comments about the video. I do read everything you send. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you later.